Does it look like I've been eating people
does.
without their consent? Like, hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Voices from the Mausoleum. In today's Zombie Awareness Month episode, we are doing a zombie makeup effect look with Lady Crysis.
Hey!
So Lady Crysis and I sort of connected because we both know Scott from You Run Podcast. We have both been guests on his show, and we kind of met that way. And she does makeup looks. I've done a couple. I thought it'd be fun to see if she wanted to do a zombie one. So here we are.
Yeah, super exciting. This is my first YouTube show. Thank you.
That's gonna be fun. Yeah, the makeup stuff is a lot of fun. It's just you know, as you know, it's a little time consuming sometimes, but
yes, for sure, especially when you have kids.
yes, and we both do. So it's like yeah, it's thrilling because my original plan. So I got these teeth.
I am excited to see this happen.
It's very
ambitious, but you can do it.
I think it's super ambitious. I agree. But also, like, my original plan was to maybe do a mold before, but we're in the process of like selling our house and moving, and like time just did not a lot. And I was like, it'll be fine to do it on camera because this is a bulk of my look. I mean, I'm going to do some other smaller things, but this is like my big moment. So these were $7 on Amazon.
I love it. I love it. You haven't tried them on yet.
So what's really funny, speaking of kids, my toddler found these and he said, Mommy, why is your teeth on the floor? He said, you should put them back in. I was like, no, Mommy's teeth didn't fall out. We're not there yet.
That's funny.
Yeah. So all my stuff is in. I normally have it all like organized and stuff, but I made sure to leave it out for this video from the packing stuff. So I'm just going to pull all of my stuff out.
Very cool.
Yeah, so my kind of thing that I'm going for is I wanted to try to create a bite. I'm probably gonna have to move my headphones, but my goal is to put it like either somewhere up here, or if I can't make that work, maybe I'll do it on like my arm or something. But and then just kind of like a slow look into what's happening as my body is like giving into the infection. So that's kind of what I'm going for.
Cool. Yeah, I when I do makeup looks, I really have to look at images for inspiration. Sometimes I do it on my own, but most of the time I have to look at stuff. I don't know if that's the same for you, but yeah, I was looking tonight at what I wanted to do, and I just kind of wanted to experiment with a little liquid latex and make it look like I have some flashes and yeah. So we'll see how it goes, but I haven't really used liquid latex that much at all. So.
I haven't used it that much either. Yeah, and I have like the I have a whole bunch of stuff, but I have like the putty kind of stuff. Have you done stuff with that?
I have, and I'm still kind of I'm still unsure on how to. I have to watch some videos. Like I've done a little bit, but not enough to feel like I could teach you how to use it.
Yeah, all of my stuff I have done without looking at a single anything.
That's awesome.
I think it probably shows, but that's okay. But yeah, like because like I bought the, how do you say this? Maron? Is that how you say it?
I was wanting Maron. That sounds about right.
Maron. So I got a set for my birthday, like last year, and it came with like all kinds of like smaller versions of the stuff that they do. So I have a lot of that kind of stuff, but a lot of it I haven't really had a chance to like play with yet. But it came with like 2 different color like putty. What are they called? They're called modeling putty or wax. So I'm gonna try playing with that. I've got, I don't know. We'll see. You know, it'll be an adventure. It'll be fun.
Yes, it will. And that's what's fun about makeup.
That's right. And it all comes off. I haven't had a bad experience with taking this stuff off yet, so we'll see. We will see. Yeah, and it's got dried, like, fake blood everywhere from where one thing broke in the bag.
Uh-oh.
It's a disaster. But anyway.
So is all the makeup you have, is it oil-based, or do you have to add water to mix it?
I have both. So I have one of these that has like these skin colors in it.
Yep.
That one's oil based because you can just put it on. It's kind of greasy. And then I didn't bring the water one because I'm not going to use it, but I have a water one too that you add a little bit of water and you like put. And I'm actually really into like other normal makeup too. And one of the makeup boxes I tried for the first time, I was so stoked. It came with a special effects water activated little palette thing. And I was like, never gotten that in like a normal makeup bag before. So yeah, it was pretty cool. I thought it was neat. So yeah, I really want to get the face. There's a Maron face. I keep going out of focus. There we go. Like a head.
Okay.
And you can like use it to, try looks on, make prosthetics and that kind of thing.
Oh, wow. I have not seen that before, but you learned something new.
I feel like it could be kind of fun to try that out and see. But anyway. Okay. So yeah. Did you know that it was Zombie Awareness Month before I said something?
You know what? I did not.
Yeah.
On TikTok, I would say after you mentioned to me all the horror accounts on TikTok, it's like everybody knew except me. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
May of the Dead or whatever they call it. So
yeah, and I didn't know that either, actually. It wasn't until so my best friend's actually not very into horror at all. And so she was like looking up stuff. I can't remember what the reason was, but she was like, did you know that May is Zombie Awareness Month? And I was like, no, but I feel like that's something I need to know.
Wait, did you say it's Zombie Awareness Month?
That's what she calls it. Yeah, Zombie Aware. It's like zombie Awareness Month or zombie maybe just Zombie Month.
Yeah. Zombie Awareness Month definitely makes it seem like we need to know the signs.
We need to have a plan together for how this is going to go. And yeah, so it's kind of funny because I didn't know, and I actually really love zombies. So I was kind of surprised that it wasn't something I knew already. But
yeah, me too. I'm with you right there.
Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, I've actually, zombie movies are not like probably my favorite subgenre of horror, but it is one that I continue to give chances, and I keep watching anyway. And I have some favorites, of course, and that kind of thing. But what's your favorite subgenre? I think I know, but tell me anyway.
It's slashers.
Yeah,
for sure. But I do like zombie movies, and I thought that I was a huge fan of zombies for a long time until I realized I haven't seen that many zombie movies. So
yeah,
I mean, I looked up a list today just to kind of see what movies I've seen, and it's kind of a small list in comparison to how much is out there.
What's there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did know it was slashers. I was guessing it was slashers. I sort of knew, but
I mean, if you look at the back, right,
I know it's like, and I was laughing because for some reason, like when you did your TikTok on like, what was it? It was like, I can't remember what it was, but your answer was Jason because he was bullied. Whichever I can't remember what the other part of it was, but I remember like I knew that one too. I was like, I bet she's going to say Jason.
Yeah, I think the question was if you could be any horror character, who would you choose? So, yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. That would make sense. Yeah. Yeah.
So do you have a favorite genre as well?
I do. So technically my favorite subgenre of horror is found footage. But if I had to pick something that didn't revolve around the shooting style, I would say creature features.
Okay.
Yeah, I big monster movie person. So that would probably be my other answer.
Yeah, you could definitely educate me in that because I do like them, but I have not dived into that genre enough.
Yeah.
To know, like what's good, what's bad, what I should watch, what I shouldn't waste my time on.
Well, and I think what's true about monster movies, at least for the most part, I'm thinking I'm going to do my arm because I'm worried about my headset. Okay, I think I'm going to do my arm. I think what's true is that I don't have I grew up, so my dad is like a big like sci-fi cheesy horror movie kind of guy. And so I think because of that, I have just kind of, I got used to like watching cheesy things.
Yeah.
And I think so. And I think a lot of that played into my like willingness to watch really bad ones, which a lot of monster movies are really bad. Like, they're pretty, they can be pretty awful, and just cheesy and hokey, and they lack sustenance and they don't make any sense. Like I've seen Land Sharks like 30 times, but it's fun. And, like you just kind of, go along for the ride, I guess. But so that's kind of where it started. So I think, when you find a good monster movie, it's really exciting and impressive because you sort of just know that a bulk of them are going to be kind of, not so wonderfully, put together. I'm letting my liquid latex dry on my arm with my putty, and I'm probably going to add another layer.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just adding a bunch of colors to my face.
You know what? That's good. That's what they look like to me.
But the beauty of zombie makeup is there's really no, like, you have to do it this way or that way because you're fucking dead.
Okay, yeah. you gonna look crazy anyway.
Nobody knows how you got killed. You could have got killed anyway. So there's no rules to zombie makeup.
That's true. And too, a lot of the older like zombie effects and stuff they're so different from all the stuff that they do now that you really just end up being a style of zombie. Like,
exactly.
Yeah. No, I agree. No wrong way.
So the other night I watched with my grandfather was visiting for a couple weeks, and I've been trying to get him to watch horror movies with me just to torture him because he just doesn't want to watch them. But I mean, he loves me, so he'll watch whatever I put on the TV. But we watched the 1978 Dawn of the Dead.
Okay.
Night. And I haven't seen that movie in ages.
So long.
And the zombie makeup was just so simple. It was like,
so simple.
Just gray and like super bright blood. Just the way it's evolved is kind of amazing.
Yeah.
And I posted a video, and a couple people were like, "You should watch the new one with him." I was like, he thought that was bad. Like, he couldn't handle the remake, I don't think.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I think so I don't know if you're like are you a Resident Evil fan?
I like the first couple movies.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw the new one, or the reboot, remake, whatever you want to call it. So Resident Evil is very near and dear to me. I grew up playing the video games. Like, it's pretty important to me. I have like a lot of feelings about it. Right.
Okay.
And so, I went in to see this movie because I kept hearing about how amazing, these set pieces were. And I mean, of course you saw it in anybody who had played the games could see in the trailer, like they were not playing around when they did these scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, these set pieces. And I was like, well, I'll watch it because I'm curious,
Mm-hmm.
And so I ended up really loving it. But I say all that to say, one of the reasons I really liked it is because the way that they did the zombies was like old school zombies, because that's how they looked in the video game. In the video game, they look like shit because they're, horrible graphics and like, whatever. And so it was funny because, oh man, I know you're very cute, but you'll knock everything over. Like it was just really cool to see them kind of go back to some simplistic style of this, not this over the top added fake stuff. Like, it was just really simple, and it was still very unsettling,
Yeah. Are you're talking about the one that just came out?
Welcome to Raccoon City. Yeah. Didn't agree with Scott and Mark on that one. That was a painful episode to listen to.
They gave it a very low review.
They did. Yeah. They hated it, and I remember being so like when he did a video with me for my channel. And he was very careful about sharing his opinions on it because they don't talk about the movies before they put them on the show.
Right.
And he was very careful, but the way that he acted, I was so sure he was going to love it. So when he read my 3-word review, I was like, I said something. I think I posted about it, but I ended up saying something to the effect of, I'm not doing any more 3-word reviews. He's always got some shit to say. Like, every time. It was funny. But yeah, no, I just really liked that it was a simpler zombie. I like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. I really like that. And I think too, if when you're talking about what's appealing, I prefer practical effects over CGI any day.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
And I think even Mark was talking about, the practical effects versus all the CGI. And I think he's a more practical.
He is, yeah. I think he is too.
But yeah, that movie, I had like mixed thoughts on it. Like I did think, because I watched it with my husband, who's a huge Resident Evil. He plays that game all the time.
Oh, okay.
So he was, kind of educating me like on the characters right. And how the characters aren't really true to them in the storyline, but
right.
The mansion felt like it felt authentic to the game and all that. So I did enjoy it, but there were some spots where it was kind of like, okay, that's
yeah. I think I had some issues with the character stuff as well. Even being someone who loved the movie, and I know it's not everybody's opinion, but it made my top list for 2021. I did a top 10 and it made my top list. But I had a hard time with some of the character stuff simply because they kind of watered them down.
Yeah.
And that was really frustrating to me.
Yeah, I don't know who the guy is, but my husband was also saying like they made him kind of dumb.
Leon.
Like in the game, he's not.
No.
Yeah.
Because rookie, yes, he's a rookie cop. That's fine. But he's not like, he's not dumb like that. He's kind of like picked on or whatever because he's a rookie, but it's not to that extent. That's kind of,
So what are your favorite zombie movies? If you had to choose them.
My favorite zombie movies?
Mm-hmm.
My number one favorite. I keep thinking I hear my toddler. I can't tell if he's up or not.
I know. I actually put a monitor in here so I could.
Yeah, mine's right above my head. So when he gets up, I'll hear him. I think it's just the dog whining because I won't let her in. Yeah. So if I had to pick my favorite zombie movie right this second, not including classics, is Train to Busan.
Yeah, that is on my top zombie movies as well.
I think other than that, I really love 28 Days Later.
Mm-hmm.
28 Weeks Later, I liked also, but not as much. I liked the older Resident Evil movies. I don't have too many problems with those. Trying to think. I like Shaun of the Dead. I like trying to think of more like there's this, I think it's a French one. Is it French? I think it's French. Called The Ravenous.
Okay. I've heard of it, but I have not seen that one.
Yeah, The Ravenous was really good. I mean, I don't I did when I did Zombie Awareness Month last year. I made a point to do a mini review on a horror movie like once or twice a week. I think I can't remember exactly how many I did, and that was one that I did, and it was so good. Like I had never heard of it, and it was randomly newer on Netflix, and I was like, okay. Mm-hmm. And so I watched it, and I ended up really liking it. And there's also I don't know I can't remember if it's Japanese or Korean, but there's another one called #Alive that was actually really good too. Like really.
Okay. That's a movie or a show?
It's a movie. That one's a movie.
Okay. I have seen that title, but
yeah, #Alive. I actually really recommend that one. It's not one a lot of people seem to know, just because I never saw any advertisements for it on Netflix specifically, but but it came up as a I don't know, as a suggested, probably because of the shit that I watch. And so it came up as a suggested, and I was like, but it's a really cool concept. Like it's about this, it's a very small scale zombie as opposed to like whole world craziness,
Yeah.
And I really like that about it, but it's about this guy who's in an apartment building, and he's the only one that's alive. And so he starts doing these like little logs where he's talking about like being alive, and that's, #alive or whatever. But anyway, he sees this girl across the other building, and they try to connect together to stay together and survive. And I don't know, I just really liked it. It was surprisingly well done. I don't know. I thought it was pretty good.
I will check that out.
Yeah, that's a good one. What kind of ones do you have on your list for zombie movies?
Definitely agree with you on 28 Days Later and Train to Busan.
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 100%. That's.
Yeah.
I think those ones are probably my top 3 if I had to choose.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, I like Zombieland a lot.
Yeah, Zombieland's good. Fun.
I mean, you can't forget the classic Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
I love Return of the Living Dead, as cheesy as it is. I do love that movie and the rest of the ones in there.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah. Those are good ones.
Well, I did watch one during Christmas that was recommended to me by Scott. I don't know if you've seen Anna and the Apocalypse.
Anna and the Apocalypse. Yep, that's another like dark comedy one.
Yeah. That was fun.
That's a fun one. Yeah.
I'm not like huge on musicals, but it was fun.
Right.
I liked it.
Fun for what it was. Yeah. No, I agree. I think that one was fun too. And I think what is the other one that's not a musical but it's a comedy, like Dale and Tucker? Dale and Tucker.
I love that one.
That one's that one's a kind of a funnier, like laid back one too. Yeah, that one was good too. Yeah, zombie movies I just watched Virus 32 on, what did I watch that on? Shudder, maybe? That sounds right. Shudder. And it was one that like I was like, oh, and it was it's a Spanish one, so it's done in Argentina, I think. But anyway, it's got subtitles and it had like people I hadn't really heard of before, but I was like, yeah, let's check it out. And so I did, and it ended up being it has a couple of like unique little things, but for the most part, it's almost like a straight rip from 28 Days Later. So, the scene where Jim goes ham on the military guys, lets the zombie guy go, and, he starts fighting everybody, and he comes in to save the girls, and there's that specific music and those specific camera angles in front of the zombie where the zombie's moving around like this. So they straight pulled that whole scene and just recast it, basically. That was kind of annoying to me.
Okay. Yeah.
But otherwise, it wasn't horrible. All right, let's see if this works.
Are you doing the teeth or the bite? I got to see this.
I mean, I feel like that's pretty accurate. That doesn't look unrealistic. That size?
No. So
you are so much faster at this than I am. Jeez. I am waiting on this to dry.
I'm just throwing on makeup on my face. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going with the flow.
All right, so let's see what it does. I may not. Here, let me add a little bit more of this putty stuff on this other side. I don't think I put enough on here. But yeah, so I actually I just did a review on that one on another channel this past week because I had posted about being annoyed that it was so much like 28 Days Later. I mean, they just didn't even try to hide the damn, when the music queued up, I was like, oh, come on. No. Like, please don't do this, because I feel like there's a lot of tropes in zombie movies, a lot, but that doesn't mean that there's not room to still make them your own in a way. And I felt like it was such a missed opportunity.
Yeah. What was that movie called again? What did you say?
It's called Virus 32.
Okay.
So the difference is with this one, the biggest thing is, and they take these breaks. It's very weird. They have like 32 seconds of peace, and then they rampage, and then they get 32 seconds where they don't do anything. Okay. It's like I don't know. So that was kind of unique. I hadn't seen that before. Okay, here we go. I wish the screw thing was still in here, but I guess it fell out. Well, they were $7. What can I say? Okay. As you can tell, as they fall apart when I try to do anything. Okay.
This is a big moment for you right now. We're all watching.
Trying to do it without actually hurting myself. Man, I don't think it's dry enough. I got some bottom teeth marks. What if I do it like this?
Did you put, so what did you put on there to try to do the bite marks? Did you put?
I did putty.
Okay.
Sorry, putty.
Uh-huh. I mean, from here, it looks pretty good.
And liquid latex. I'm going to put, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a little wetter so it's not so sticky because the putty's sticky. And then I think that way the teeth won't stick as bad. But honestly, the more gashes it has, the more like a wound it's going to look. So it doesn't, that is one really cool thing for those of you watching and you want to do this stuff. That is one really cool thing about liquid latex. You can't, I mean, other than trying to get something very specific and maybe not being able to get it, for the most part, you can't really mess it up because it's going to look crazy no matter what you do. So either way, you're going to get something insane. Okay. All right, let's try this again.
Bought some random sticky blood. I've never used this, so.
What is it? Oh, sticky blood?
We'll find out in a minute.
Sticky blood. I wonder if that's like this stuff that I have. I have like a little one, and it's called, it says coagulated, but I think it's probably something similar. Yeah.
I think that's exactly what it is.
Exactly what it is, yeah. Okay. It didn't do quite as well here. Let's see if I can get closer. Ugh.
Okay. As soon as you add blood to that, it's going to look amazing.
You think so? Yeah. When in doubt, cover in blood.
That's the beauty. I'm telling you.
You're right. You're right. I think it did all right though. There's definite teeth marks. Probably hard to see on camera, but there's definite teeth marks. Oh, and I'll do if it's okay with you, I'll post our other zombie looks that we did side by side when I did my scratching and stuff, and we can post those. I'll have my editor put those up so people can see those as well. Yeah, I think so funny.
Yeah,
just looks like
this coagulated blood actually is pretty awesome.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it just really like sticky?
It's like very gooey
and dense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very thick.
Perfect.
So what did you think about Army of the Dead? Did you watch that?
Army of the Dead, is that the Zack Snyder one?
Yes.
Okay. No, I liked it. I hate this like let's go back and put everybody's life at risk for money thing. But other than that, I mean, I liked it. I liked the unique take on the zombies because that's what I'm always looking for with zombie movies is, the next best thing, as it were. Like I want to see something different than I've seen like 100 times over. Which isn't easy to get because I guess if it's not broke, don't fix it. But it's just one of those things where like people just do the same stuff over and over again. So, I mean, I think we had some of that anyway, there's like the family quarreling stuff and the whatever, but I think I liked the concept of the alphas.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the tiger. Was she a tiger? What was she? Was she a tiger? Lion.
I don't remember.
I think it was a tiger. She was really cool. And I think if I saw that in a zombie apocalypse, I would probably throw up everywhere in fear. Like I would just be so scared,
Yeah.
I loved some of those new things. Did you like it? Are you a fan of Zack Snyder in general?
I thought it was okay, and my husband loved it.
Yeah.
For me, I kind of, I hate to judge it because I do want to be open to new things and different things. But I was just like,
sure.
When you think about the traditional zombies, it was not that,
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
I had to totally like take my mind out of that mindset, I guess, and open up to a different concept.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, these zombies are thinking creatures and this is different. But
they're like trying to have a baby and
it was totally not what I am used to, but
sure, why not?
But my husband definitely liked it more than I did.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's okay. I actually, not that I didn't like it. I just wasn't like a giant fan of his Dawn of the Dead, but I think I like, of the two that he did with those, I think I liked Army of the Dead more. I keep wanting to say Army of Darkness. I can't. I just keep wanting to call it that. It's getting difficult. But anyway, but yeah, no, I think I liked that one more than I liked Dawn of the Dead. I feel like it was just, I liked the unique take. I wasn't mad about it. I just wish we'd stop sending people to do really dumb things at the end of the world. Like you could pay me whatever you want. I'm not leaving this tent. I'm not doing it. Like, I don't know why people keep agreeing to do that, but they did the same thing. Have you seen Peninsula?
No, I have not.
So yeah, so that's the Train to Busan sequel. And it I don't, this happens early on. I don't really think it's a spoiler or anything, but they send people into the peninsula to get money because there's a part of the world that's okay. And I'm just like, why would you ever, like, why? I don't know. I just feel like when you're like, yeah, go do all of this for money, it's not a motivator for me. It's a no.
I'm telling you, if my son woke up right now and came out.
Oh my gosh. Like, oh, I know exactly what you mean. So, you know, it's funny that you say that actually, because I did a demon look last year. It was kind of like a cutesy demon. It wasn't like actually like a scary one, but I did my whole face and my neck and my arms was like bright red. And it was funny because he got up like while I was finishing the video. Like I was so close to being finished with it. And I was like really nervous because I thought he was going to be scared. And he just goes, "Mommy, you're red." Said, yes, I am, baby. I am red. And he was just like, "Why?" And I was like trying to explain it. It was really cute though, because I was like worried. I was like, he's going to be terrified of me, but he wasn't. Cute. He didn't really care. He was just like, I guess this is normal now. Like he just wasn't really bothered. It was kind of funny, you know. I don't know. Kids are funny sometimes. They surprise you.
Have you watched anything remotely scary? You have a son, right?
I do. I have a son.
Have you watched anything remotely scary with him before?
So he came out one night while I was watching The Conjuring. Just rewatching it. And it's a comfort movie for some reason. And
I like that movie too.
Yeah, it's a good one. And I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember what part he came out at. He came out at one part that like was right before Bathsheba is floating over the mom and like throws up in her mouth. It was like right before that part. And I was like, I don't know how he's going to take this. I was like, we'll just see. And we have very open discussions about talking about his emotions. So if he's scared, he has to tell me so that I can fix it. Right. Yeah. So I'm like, just tell mommy if it's too much, you know? And he's like, okay, whatever. He doesn't know what's coming. So that part came up and he was like, it's too much. And I was like,
that's really cute.
I'm like, agreed. Yeah. And so other than that, the only thing that he's really seen actually watched is he actually really loved Jaws.
Really?
Yes, like really loved Jaws. And I don't know, and it was kind of funny because we watched it like a while ago. And he said it was funny because he goes, "Mommy, that's a big baby shark."
Oh my gosh.
I said, you know what? 100% is a big
That is a big baby.
It was so funny because I was just like, what in the world? Like, I just wasn't, the things that they say, right? Because it's such an innocent reaction to this crazy shark eating people. It was so funny though. Yeah. So he's seen that. You know what he loves? It's technically a horror movie, but it's like a comedy. Have you ever seen the black and white series where Abbott and Costello meet the Universal monsters?
I've not seen that one. No.
So there's a couple different ones, but the first one is Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, and it's got Bela Lugosi as Dracula. Oh, I'm totally drawing a blank. The guy that played the original Wolfman is in it, and it's so good. But he loves that movie. I had to buy it.
Oh, that's so awesome.
He loved it so
funny.
much.
I love that.
Yeah, he loved it so much. So, but otherwise, not really. We watch kids scary movies. So there's a couple shows and stuff he watches that I know other kids his age are like, I'm not watching that. But he so you know. But if he's seen a couple of things. I'm trying to think. There was another movie he walked in on. I can't remember what it was, but he just tells me if it gets to be too much, and then I just change it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's really just monitor it and go from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I was saying when I was a kid. Like, I think I was exposed to more than I should have been. You know, by no means of my mom or dad being bad parents. It was just, they were kind of like, if she's scared, she's scared. If she's not, whatever. Like, it was like the 80s. So
yeah,
it was just totally different back then. But
yeah, well, and it's kind of like child led. I saw The Sixth Sense when I was really young. And I remember my parents letting me watch that, and my sister would always get stuff from the video store, and we'd always like watch stuff like that together, like she and I, that my parents really weren't really weren't fans that I had watched, but I mean, I think that they just kind of let me decide, like, if it was too much, it was too much, and that was okay, but for the most part, it was like, well, I mean, my dad watched it all the time on everyday television, so it got kind of hard to keep it from being around,
Yeah.
So.
Did you have, like, in your adult life, have you ever had any friends that you're really close with who aren't horror fans, so you tried to, like, introduce them to something and they were still like, no.
Yeah. So my best friend's not a horror fan, but she will watch it if it's something I've seen before that I can tell her everything that's happening.
Yeah.
And she will watch it if it's in the middle of the day.
Okay, that makes it less scary, I guess.
Yeah, so like one of the first ones we watched together that she actually got all the way through. Well, no, I guess the first one was probably the others. The second one that I remember was what was it? The Woman in Black. You seen that one?
Yep.
Yeah, so I actually really like The Woman in Black. I think that's a really good movie. And she was like, well, but is it like scary? And I was like, it's mostly jump scares, mostly. I said, it's some atmospheric stuff, but mostly it's jump scares, And she's like, okay, I'm going to try and watch it. I'm like, all right, you should give it a shot. So she did. And she actually really liked the movie, but I had to tell her, okay, this is about to jump out. You're about to see this. And
you had to walk her through it.
Yeah.
And she felt a little better.
Yeah. And God forbid I wasn't fast enough and I missed a jump scare. Then it was like.
So what did she think of it at the end?
She really liked the movie a lot. I think she just has to so she actually likes slasher. She'll sit through any slasher. It's the paranormal stuff that, kind of like, just makes her like really uncomfortable, and she believes in that stuff too. So I think which I mean, I do to a degree, and it does make it a little more scary when you're thinking like this is real life versus like, something that's when you turn it off, it's over. But she was funny because she definitely went with me to see Scream 5. So we saw Scream 5 together, and she likes those, but it's just the paranormal stuff that can be unsettling for her, I think. So, but yeah, what about you? Do you have you must have somebody, right?
I was just thinking, one of my good friends, so down here in Florida, we have every year Halloween Horror Nights. I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but it's amazing. Like, it's at Universal Studios. I've never seen anything as amazing as like all the theatrics, all the work that goes into making it like a full-on like Halloween experience. So but like when we were in our early 20s, she had expressed to me that she was terrified of horror movies because she grew up not with strict parents per se, but like she went to an all-girl Catholic school. Her parents didn't allow her to watch certain movies. So when she met me, I was like the first person who introduced her to any of that. And I took into account, like, she's scared of horror movies, whatever. So one night we had, like, a slumber party, and I brought over the movie Jawbreaker.
Oh, I love that movie.
Which is not, to me, is not a horror
It's not.
to me.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, you're going to love it. It's such a fun movie. And I remember, like, the next day I don't remember if she texted me or, I don't even know if she probably texted me or whatever. And she was like, I had nightmares after watching Jawbreaker.
After Jawbreaker?
Katie, if you're watching this, I love you. But yeah. So then, after that, like, I drug her to Halloween Horror Nights, and she only went that one time.
Oh, yeah.
But like, I like to go through the haunted houses. I'm not like the type of person to be scared. I'm looking at like the props and just everything that's involved with it. And she was like shaky. I was like, oh my God, I feel so bad I drug her through this. But yeah, I don't think she'll ever go back to that.
Yeah, I think Yeah, I like haunted houses. I just always end up getting in like the worst spot for some reason. Like I
Yeah.
just always end up being, for whatever reason, the person that gets stuck like either in the back, so I miss everything, or in the front where I see them going back into like hiding places and stuff. And it's like,
Yeah. You
so
gotta
up
be right
here,
in the middle.
I want to be in the middle, and I never am because everyone's always so scared. They're like, no, you
Yeah.
go first, and I don't want anybody to be behind me. So I need you to be behind me. And you're just like, I just want to see stuff and be scared. And,
Yeah.
but we have Netherworld up here in Atlanta. I don't know if you know, I live in Georgia,
Actually, I did not know that.
Yeah, we're not far. So so in Atlanta, there's this haunted house called Netherworld, and it does pretty good every year as far as like rankings for, horror movies or whatever. And so I always go, and I always get stuck in like these horrible places where I like miss everything. And I never get scared. Never. Because, well, not never. There's been a couple times. But one thing that's really cool about Netherworld is they notice when you aren't scared. So then they don't leave you alone until they get you. And they go behind things and come out other sides, and they'll get really close to you after you've already passed and you think you're in the clear. So I've been gotten good a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just I don't have the best luck with that part, but I could probably never convince my best friend would never go to a haunted house. Hell would freeze over. She absolutely, I couldn't pay her $1 million to go into a haunted house. She'd be like, mm-mm.
It is fun going with people who are genuinely scared, though.
I agree.
It makes it I don't know. It makes the experience much more fun because when I first started going to haunted houses, yes, I actually did get scared, and then when I started to get more into like the theatrics and stuff of it, it was more like, I want to look at what's in this house,
like a fascination.
What's going on in this house?
Yeah, I love it.
And, people are just like, let's get through. This is scary. So
yeah, I think that I was, the first haunted house I ever went to was like a house one, like someone had made one in their basement or their garage or something like that. And it was really good, like really good. But Netherworld is probably the first like big one that I've been to that I think, that actually was really good. I really like it. And they do different themes every year, which is cool. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I haunted houses are really fun. And I tell you, the one thing that really does funnily enough, I think that's how you say that. Funnily enough, zombies are actually something that scare me on like a very real level. Like I'm one of those weird people that I'm like, I feel like that could happen.
Yes.
Like I feel, and so because of that, I'm like, they're scary to me.
No, they are.
And like, I just, I went into one time, and I had the person I was with had my hands so tight, and we're going through, and the section we're going through was like a solid black wall. And I was convinced that it was a wall. It was not a wall. There was like an opening on the other side. And this guy came out, and he had on like a, you've seen the Resident Evil, what is it? Extinction, the one where they're in the desert. Okay. So you know how they have those jumpsuits on?
Yeah.
The gray ones? Okay, so he was a Resident Evil zombie. So he had on like the jumpsuit, and his face was all like fucked up. And I was like, oh, like he came around the corner, but he was like so good at leaning and like bumping into the wall. I thought I was going to vomit. It scared me so bad.
God.
I was so uncomfortable. I was like, no. I was like, if you don't let go of my hand, you were getting drugged through this haunted house. Like I was so freaked out by him because he did such a great job.
That's awesome, though. I mean, you think about the actors and what they I'm sure a lot of the actors get like hit.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, I've been with people in haunted houses where like, if he comes at me, I'm gonna punch him, and I'm like, they're not really allowed to touch you. So
no, that's like a whole different type of haunted house. Yeah, no. Most of the time they don't. But I know people who have done small ones and have actually been seriously injured because when people's fight or flight kicks in, it's really hard to control it.
Yeah.
So they don't obviously they're not necessarily trying to hurt. They're just trying to protect themselves. But yeah, it's dangerous business. That's why they don't get too close anymore. They enough people have had bad experiences. I'm trying to make my handprint look more red.
I gotta see it. I didn't see it.
Well, it's messed up handprint now, but
okay. oh, it's looking good.
Yeah.
That's looking, I'm liking that.
It's too pink though. I'm trying to make it because I used a different kind of blood because I only have I have like 5 different kinds.
Yeah, you can. My blood is all over the place. I've got
That's
pinkish,
great.
red. It's all over the place.
That's good.
But
I think I'll just add some of this other kind of blood. But anyway, yeah, haunted houses are a lot of fun. I would like to do more. I also am like trying really hard to start getting more into cons. Do you ever go to any of those?
I am just starting. I'm just starting to get into them as well. My husband, in October, he bought me, like, he surprised me with like a gift, and we went to like a horror con, and it was with Robert England, which is my favorite, and we got to meet him and all.
And that's the one where he talked to your son, right?
Yeah,
and like,
and I had never been to any before, so it was like a totally new experience, and I was like, I definitely want to start going to more.
Yeah,
it's not that I didn't want to before. I just didn't. So.
Nope, I completely understand. So there's like a ton of them up here, and I never go either. And everyone's always like, they expect that I know all of them because I'm a horror fan. I'm like, no, I just never think about looking into them. I don't really know why. I just don't.
Yeah.
Like, I just never think about it. And then now it's like being a part of the community. Everyone's going all these cool places. Like, so StokerCon is next week. And they're doing like this whole bit at the Stanley Hotel. And I'm like, do you know how badly I want to go to the Stanley Hotel? And I thought it was a book thing. So I was like, I'm not going to go to that. And then I realized that's not quite what it was.
Oh, wow. That would be really cool.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to do more of those things. But it is hard being like when you have kids and stuff. But
yeah. I think, isn't Heather from Georgia? Wednesday Wine and Horror?
Yes, the only other person on their channel that says y'all. I think so.
I talk to her all the time, and I'm like, I think she is Georgia. Yes.
Yeah, I think you're right.
She just went to like the Fright Fair in Texas, and
she's so funny. She's hysterical. Yes. Yeah. She was the I remember like one of the first times I ever heard her, I was like, oh good, she also says y'all, because I say that.
Yeah, we've become pretty good friends.
Really cool. That's awesome. Yeah, she seems really cool. Very funny.
Yes, hysterical.
Yeah. All right, cool. I'm going to do my face now that I'm done with all this craziness while this dries or does whatever. But that's my, hold on. This is my wound.
That looks very, did you use a coagulated blood on there?
Yeah.
That looks great. I like it a lot.
Yeah. And I just did the handprint was with one of the other kinds of bloods, but then I went over it a little bit with the coagulated to make it darker.
Yep.
There we go.
I like it.
So anyway, so now I'm going to do my face. Now I'm done with that. I think it did okay.
It looks great.
Yeah. It definitely looks like it's some kind of like dyeing something. It's like, because I put liquid latex over it, which always gives everything like a funky texture, and it looks really, I'm going to pull some of it off in a minute. But it's not done drying yet. If I do it now, it'll pull up too much and I'll be mad. All that effort. Although now my hand is stained.
That's perfect. It goes with the look, though. Yeah.
That's the nature of the beast. What about zombie movies that you hate? You got any that you just absolutely loathe?
I don't know.
I don't think I've ever seen one that I just absolutely hated.
I don't know if I know.
No.
Mm-mm. Can you think of any?
I'm trying to think if there's any that I hated. I wasn't super happy with Virus 32 because it stole a lot of ideas that I just wish they had done some original stuff on.
Yeah, that one.
But I think that otherwise, I think most of my zombie issues are when they like sequels. So like I didn't care for well, it's not that I didn't care for it. I like 28 Weeks Later, but one of my biggest things with zombie movies is whenever they move too far forward in the timeline, it's like there's just something about doing that makes it less scary.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because like we're seeing like, oh, they survived versus like it's brand new, everyone's scared, no one knows what to do. I don't know if that's the reason.
I could see that.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Like I feel like it's I don't know. I can't think of any that I hated. I wasn't really happy about Peninsula either. I was kind of disappointed in
I
Peninsula.
haven't seen that. What did you think of World War Z?
So that was one that I actually read the book before I saw the movie, which does not happen to me often. I mean, I liked it enough.
Mm-hmm.
I like some of the concepts.
Yeah.
But the overuse of CGI with zombie movies is so unimpressive to me.
Yeah.
I prefer, like, in Train to Busan, a lot of that stuff is not CGI. It might be sped up.
Yeah.
But it's real people moving like that.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that, like, that's just like a pet peeve of mine. I don't like when it's too much CGI. I mean, the zombies in World War Z didn't even really look like, they just kind of look like, I don't know, dust. I don't really know how to explain it, but did you like that one?
I wasn't a huge fan of that one.
Yeah.
No. I don't know if it was because it was like too Hollywood or I don't know. It just felt.
It did feel very Hollywood.
It felt like a very big budget Hollywood movie to me.
I agree.
I don't know. It was okay, but
that's a good way to put it, actually. Yeah.
Like,
wasn't life changing.
Not life changing. No.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah.
But not my favorite.
I liked that one. I liked I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. Oh, have you ever seen, this is an older one. This was from the 80s. It's called Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things.
No, I have not.
Oh, if you like classic zombie stuff, you will probably love that movie. It is so cute. It's an older one. I think I maybe watched it on Tubi. It was another one that I found last year during Zombie Awareness Month.
Children should not, what'd you say it was called?
Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. I think oh, it's hysterical. It's so good. Like, I was so impressed with it. Like, for it to be as old as it was, I really enjoyed it.
I will check it out. I've never even heard of that.
That's a good one. And then I'm trying to think of one of the other ones that I watched that I don't know. I watched so many zombie movies last year. I was kind of like, ooh, you know. What technique? What do you get to make yours not show your brush strokes? What do you do? What do you use?
What are you talking about?
For your blood.
I used Q-tips.
Got it.
I used a lot of Q-tips.
I have those.
Just kind of dabbed it on there.
Got it. Let me see if that works for me. See if I've got the hand for it. Because right now you can see my brush strokes. My brush strokes. It looks a little weird.
I can't see it from there. And sometimes I'll just literally take the blood and kind of.
Oh my God.
Like,
no,
put too much on a brush and let it.
And just let it fall.
Yeah.
This is great. Like, it already looks better. It was very definitive and like kind of, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want it to look too perfect because then it looks fake. Like, well, it is fake, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Then it looks like I'm not really eating brains.
And that's not what we want here. Okay. Yeah, that's great. And I'll definitely keep doing that then, because God knows I don't know.
It's all experimental.
That's
really
so true.
What we're doing. We're just experimenting.
That first what was it? The mermaid look that I did, my siren, my summer siren. When I made those scales with what is that? It's the 2 bottles of stuff. You mix them together, whatever that is. What is it? Anyway, but I was like, you should have seen me trying to do. It was such a shit show. I ended up buying cake decoration scales because I didn't want to pay $75 for from like Etsy, and I'm like, I'm here to support, but damn, like y'all support me and make it cheaper a little bit. So it was just like one of those things where it was like really hard for me to. So I finally caved, and instead I just got cake decorating ones, and I shoved them down into and I like glued them lightly to the bottom of like a dish, and I like filled them, and it turned out okay.
I think sometimes like the most cheap things that you can get, it actually turns out really good. I've seen I don't know what her name is, but there's somebody on TikTok who's a really good makeup artist, and she uses literally things from the dollar store, and I'm like, wow.
Oh, I wonder. Yeah, I wonder who that is.
Yeah,
You'll have to
amazing.
yeah.
I'm
I'd be
like,
curious
okay,
to know.
that's very creative. I never thought about that. So.
And that's the thing is like a lot of this really is, I mean, aside from the fact that it's obviously improv, most of it, at least for me, because I don't know what I'm doing. It's also too that you really just like, I don't know, like I feel like everything that's supposed to work doesn't anyway. So it's just who knows? Who knows?
It's looking good over there.
I'm working on it. Does it look like I've been eating people without their consent? So I have these things. I don't know if it's going to focus in or what it's going to do, but they're Maron. They came in that thing I was telling you about, and they're called tooth effects. So one is called nicotine. It's like a yellow color. And then this one is called blood red. So it's red, like dark red. And they almost look like nail polishes. So when they come out, they look like that.
Okay.
And then yeah. All right, one more sip, and then I'm going to do it for real. Ugh, it's going to be so gross. I know it's going to be so gross. It's going to be cool, though. Okay. Open my mirror here. I need to get like a standing mirror. One of those round ones that stands up.
Yeah.
All right. I assume it says tooth effects because you can put it in your mouth, right? That's what.
Yeah.
Let me look at it. Ingredients. Castor seed oil. Okay, none of this looks too crazy. It does have a little bit of alcohol in it. That's all right. Don't we all? Okay. Guess I'll do the red first. Or no, let me do the yellow first. It's not even yellow. It's like a muddy. Can you see it? Like a.
Yeah, that doesn't look yellow. What is that, like orange?
It's like a brown almost, like a brown orange. Yeah. Oh, I'm nervous. I'm just going to do it. It's fine.
You just do it.
I know. Oh, it smells horrible. Okay. What is it? YOLO. Okay.
You only live once. Or in zombie world, you live forever.
Let's see.
Okay, I love it. I love that.
It burns. That's okay.
I love it.
It's the alcohol.
Got to get that pig's blood and keep it stored somewhere.
No kidding. Well, cool. I'm surprised it stayed. Like it stayed. Huh. Oh, that's perfect. We look awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Selfie ready.
We look like we're like bestie zombie friends.
So true. The tooth effect stuff is pretty interesting. There's only those two colors, though. So, but, I was trying to see if I had, yeah, it's just those two because I think this is something else. Yeah, that's something else. So, let's see. I feel like I need to make my under eyes a little bit darker, and I think I'll be happy with it.
This coagulated blood.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, like I probably didn't have to do that much liquid latex because it's got a lot of texture.
It does. Yeah, mine does too, which is not something I necessarily realized because I've only used a little bit of it before. This is the bloodiest I think I've done. I think. I'm trying to think. Yeah, probably. So,
You look good. I like it.
No, I love yours. You look like if I ran into you, I would definitely urinate on myself everywhere.
That's what I'm going for. So if I don't make you urinate.
Cool. Yeah, I don't think I can do anything else to make it look. And that's my wound.
I think our looks are pretty complete. That's awesome. Yeah, I love that. I love it.
I'm gonna see if it's dry enough for me to pull up some of the
I think at at this point, it probably, because it's been a little bit, so
Yeah, it actually
should pull up.
I need to go clean these off, or I'm gonna regret it. Is it the sharpest thing I have? It is. I'm sorry, I'll use this end. Just wanted to see if I can get it to stretch. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I just kind of created a new wound. That's fine. I'll just feel it real quick. That's the beauty of it.
Just taking my hair out to look crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. And just mine's going to look really, I don't even know. Mine may be too scary. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're terrifying.
Yep. I think we did. I think we met our goal.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of just look like moms that need a break, really.
Like, wait a second. I think I look like this most days.
Right.
Yeah.
The walking moms.
Oh my God, I love that. Ugh. Well, that tooth stuff is no joke if you ever get some. Like, it's staying on my teeth.
Well,
and I don't have like a nasty, like, I'm not when I have to swallow, I'm not swallowing like gross. It's just whatever.
Okay. Well, I will consider that in the future. It's Mayron?
Yeah. It's just their little... I actually think they have other ones that are other colors too. I don't think that's the only two, but like I think I told you, I got like a sample set that had like a little bit of everything. So
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like they make everything that you could possibly want.
Well, this was a lot of fun. Thank you for agreeing to do it.
Yes, thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. Oh, let's talk about you for a minute before we go. Oh, and when we're done, take a really good picture and send it to me, and I'll use it for our thumbnail. So talk to me a little bit about, I know, but pretend like I don't know and tell me about what you do. All of your horror things and all of your things that you feel like sharing, whatever it is, doesn't matter.
Yeah, so I am just a everyday horror-loving fan.
A horror-loving fan.
Yes, I don't consider myself a professional in any means, but, I love cosplay makeup. I love talking about horror movies. I love designing stuff that's related to horror. I have a little shop online.
Yep, I'll link that below. Yeah,
thank you. With some horror designs that I've been working on. So in the future, I really want to start, I work at a school, so my year is about to end. So hopefully I'll have some more time to focus on some more designs and, doing some more makeup looks and just connecting. That's really just what I love. So
yeah. And your painting behind you did, right?
Yeah, I did this one.
Yeah.
That's full. I don't know if you've seen the one below. I actually got that at a horror convention from an artist. But yeah, I do love painting. I am by no means a professional, but it is fun. I love.
I love them.
Creative.
Yeah, and if you go follow her on TikTok, you'll get to see them in the backgrounds all the time because you always see them in your. They look so cool. Yeah.
And what's funny is this where I'm recording right now is in my son's playroom.
Oh, okay.
All of my horror paintings are in his playroom, and he's had a couple play dates, and they'll come in here and be like, "What's that?" And he's like, "Oh, that's Jason Voorhees, and that's Freddy Krueger." I'm like, "Yeah."
No big deal.
Have no idea what he's talking about, but yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny. That's so funny.
I'm like, it's my playroom and your playroom.
That's right. No, I love your paintings. I think they look awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah. Well, this was a lot of fun.
So much fun. I would love to do this again.
Yeah. No, we definitely should. All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. And I'll link all of your stuff below. Your the stuff for your shop, your socials, including of course your TikTok, and if there's anything else you want me to post, just let me know, and it'll all be in the bottom of the video for people to check you out and follow you and see what's going on. Yeah, cool.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks so much. Have a good rest of your weekend. It's only Saturday, right? Is it Saturday?
Yes, it is. It's Mother's Day tomorrow, so have a good Mother's Day.
You too. Happy Mother's Day. Yeah. Enjoy your day. Do something. Don't do anything, actually. Just do nothing all day.
That's what I plan on doing.
Yeah. And then if it's like when I try to do nothing, the world may end. So we'll see. I may really look like this again tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Okay, cool. Well, have a good rest of your weekend, and I'm sure we'll be chit-chatting back and forth. So I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Sounds
okay, cool. Right. Good night. Bye.
Good night.
So that was my zombie makeup look with Lady Crysis. That was fun. I have a disaster of a mess, and this stuff is tasting funky, so I'm gonna go. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check her stuff out below. She's very funny. Love her. Like, her horror TikToks are really funny, and I have a really good time watching them and stuff. So, make sure you check her out. And, yeah, have a good rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you in the next one.